Hey everybody, welcome back. We're on quiz 3.9 where we're going to be doing basically the only time you'll ever use a switch statement, at least for the time being. I'm not a big fan of switch statements, mostly because especially at the beginning, the more ways you learn how to do the same thing, the more likely it is that you won't be able to come up with any of those on an interview. But nevertheless, it is something that exists in JavaScript, so going for comprehension, let's make sure that we know how to do this. So we're going to organize a switch statement around these details about education and salary. So again, I'm going to copy and paste them down into where we're writing our code so we have a little bit of an easier access to them. We got a couple other things going on with local strings, toLocale string, which basically just helps you, well, you can read all of this, but it's basically going to help you output this message. In 2015, a person with some kind of education earned an average of some kind of salary per year. So I'm going to grab that. We're also going to put that down here because that's going to come in useful later. For our purposes, let's just go ahead and get started. Switch statement is going to start with the switch keyword, and then we're going to put the variable or the condition that we want inside of the switch statement. It's like, hey, we're going to be checking on education. So based on education, we're going to describe a series of cases. So the first case for us is going to be no high school diploma. I'm going to write out the first one. I'm probably going to start copying and pasting really fast just because, this is going to take a little while. So we have a case, no high school diploma. I'm getting ahead of myself. We don't want to do break just yet. We do eventually want to, but before we break, we're going to need to assign the salary to what the salary would be in this case. So if we look, it's $25,636, $25,636, which should be good. And we're going to follow this formula pretty much all the way down. So I'm going to copy and paste. And I'm no longer going to copy and paste because I don't feel like messing with the formatting. So let's do this by hand, except for this copy and paste and probably several others. A high school diploma is going to earn $35,256, so $35,256. Looking good. Make sure we have our break statement. The next case is going to be an associate's degree, quality degree. And, just real quick, we are messing something up. We are not going to put semicolons here. We want colons. And we do not want colons here. Sorry about that. So we're going to remove the colons from in front of the case statement, and we're going to put them after the case statement over here. So that would have broken eventually, but nice to have caught it this early. So the next one we have is 41496. So 41496. Looking good. Then we break. Next, the case is going to be a bachelor's degree. I'm not going to say a quality degree for all of them, but I like education. And at any point, if you feel like you should get some more, provided that you have the opportunity and the willingness, never hurts to do a little bump in, even if it's not money, just to prove to yourself that you could. That kind of confidence can never really be that bad of a thing. So back to a bachelor's degree, 59124, 59124. Break, and we forgot our semicolon here. Next one for the K is probably a master's degree. There it is. So a master's degree. I'm putting all of these in double quotes, the strings for the cases, just because a couple of them have apostrophes here. You will recall that we do know how to handle that in the case where we're using single quotes, but my approach is always just to not mess with that. If you have a situation where you have an apostrophe in the sentence you're writing, double quotes make sense. That's not going to be a universally applicable answer, but it's going to work for us. So 69732, 69732, another break statement. The next case, I got to imagine, is a professional degree. That's cool. It's like an engineering license or something like that. And salary for a professional degree is going to be 89960. So 89960. And a break, let's make sure we wrote that down. 89960, looking good. And the last case is going to be our doctoral degree. Doctoral degree. Case for that. This one actually surprised me the first time I did it because the money goes down. 84396 for a doctoral degree. Didn't actually even read that. 84396. 84396. and then a break, which is actually not necessary for this one. We don't necessarily need to put a break on the very last one, mostly because if it hits any of these other cases, the break statement within here, underneath each salary application, or assignment I should say, is going to handle the break. If we get all the way down here, we don't need to break, but I'm going to put it in there just because I like consistency, and it doesn't hurt to have it in there. Okay, so at this point we have successfully assigned a salary based on whatever the person's education is. So we need to grab this string and we're going to build our final result out of it. So I'm going to wrap it in quotes, and previously we had shown how we can just highlight this, hit the quotes button, 2 pluses, and now we have space to interpolate a variable into here. There is a version in something called ES6, which is essentially just new forms of JavaScript, not forms, new versions of JavaScript that'll let you do what we're doing here a little bit easier, arguably. I like to show people how to do it this way, just in case you ever see somebody doing it this way, or you know how to in the event where you don't have ES6 available, because there are some circumstances where you won't have access to the most recent version of JavaScript, and it never hurts to know how to work with, call it legacy code. So here, we're going to go back up to the top and look at the instructions that they gave us about, also going to put a semicolon on here. For some reason this problem does not like it if you forget the semicolon on this sounds like a log statement. So if we come back up here, a little bit higher, there is the salary.toLocale string English US, and I'm going to take their word for it, because to print out the average salary with commas, use this method, so do this way. Sounds reasonable enough, so I'm just going to try putting that directly in there. Salary to locale string English US plus per year. Okay, it's having confusing pluses. Agreed, these are confusing because we didn't actually put the education in here. So we're going to grab the education variable so that we can interpolate it into the string. It's okay with this. Everything looks okay. We have in 2015 a person with education earned an average of salary to locale string English US per year. Let's run the test run real quick because okay, probably should have checked to see what that was supposed to be beforehand, but they have an education, no high school diploma, so that's what that should be. Everything is looking pretty good from here, so I'm going to submit the answer. Ooh, try again. Expected an education of no high school diploma and a salary of $25,636 to log the message. Okay, excellent. We finally have an error that has a little bit of substance to it. So if you look at the two messages that they have, it's like, hey, this is what we got, or I'm sorry, this is what we wanted to get here, and this is what we did get here. This is going to be very useful later on, and as you can see, it's a little bit straightforward this time. We're missing our $sign. So the output that we produce doesn't have a $sign, the output that they want has one. So if we go back in here, go to our string, ought to be a $sign here. Probably should have picked this up in our test run, but I was not being as careful as I ought to be. Go ahead and submit the answer. Thanks for completing that. Excellent. We are done with Chapter 3 quizzes. The next chapter, I think, is loops, or it might be functions, or it might be arrays or objects. Those are the ones that we have left. We're going to get through the rest of this Udacity material and then get into our quiz. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.